Good morning, Truth Seekers. Bitcoin has dumped below 65,000 with a sharp rebound just above. We are sitting at 65,376. On the other hand, Bitcoin's biggest bull, Michael Saylor, is expecting Bitcoin to blast past $8 million per coin. While he dropped 21 rules for holding Bitcoin during his epic speech at Bitcoin Prague, we will dive into the math behind the $8 million Bitcoin price. Then we have the Fed and what they are doing with interest rates. Their current interest rate predictions are set to crush the lower and middle class, unfortunately. And I do have an update on how this is happening in real time here in Australia, which is pretty indicative of the world over. Fear and greed is still at 74, which is absolutely absurd. Whales are accumulating. Diving straight into Michael Saylor and his 21 Bitcoin hodl rules. We'll touch on his 8 million, but first the 21 Bitcoin hodl rules. Michael Saylor, executive chairman of MicroStrategy, captivated attendees with a keynote address where he predicted a meteoric rise in the Bitcoin price, suggesting it could reach as much as $8 million per coin. This assertion was part of his broader presentation on the 21 rules of hodling Bitcoin. Rule number 1, those who understand buy Bitcoin, those who don't criticize it. Number 2, it's irrelevant. Number 3, you will never be done learning about Bitcoin. 4, buy Bitcoin because entropy is guaranteed, he asserted, suggesting that Bitcoin provides a safe haven in times of disorder. Could not agree more. Bitcoin, number 5, is the only game in the casino that we can all win. Number 6, Bitcoin won't protect you if you don't wear the armor. Number 7, your cryptographic keys in your head are your wealth. Number 8, everyone gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve. He did elaborate. He first heard about Bitcoin at $892 and only deserved buying at $9,500. He then said when Bitcoin is 950,000, people try to wait for it to crash to 700,000. Then Bitcoin would go to $8 million. Saylor, he advised only investing money that one can afford to lose, highlighting the conservative approach to adopting new financial technologies. Number 10. Describing fiat currencies and traditional economic indicators as the matrix, Saylor championed Bitcoin as a means to transcend conventional financial systems. He sees it not as just a technology, but a liberation from the restrictive narratives imposed by traditional economic structures. Number 11, halfway through, Saylor shared insights from personal experience where Bitcoin's impact on his company's financial stability was profound. Without Bitcoin, MicroStrategy would have failed. So many people without Bitcoin in their own personal lives economically would have failed as well. I can attest to that. Number 12, Saylor projected a conservative 24% compound annual growth rate over the next decade, setting a potential valuation benchmark and underscoring his confidence in Bitcoin's sustained growth. Notably, this would price Bitcoin around $600,000 by 2034. Little bit low on that prediction is my prediction. What are your thoughts, everyone watching live, watching the replay? If you can, smash the like button on the way in, greatly appreciated. Number 13, it's the cure to economic illness is the orange pill. 14, be for Bitcoin, not against fiat. Rather than attacking the fade and fiat system, Saylor urged for a positive approach. Number 15, Bitcoin is for everyone. 16, learn to think in Bitcoin. Number 17, you do not change Bitcoin. Bitcoin changes you. 18, laser eyes protect you from endless lies. Laser eyes until 100K is still in play. Number 19, respect Bitcoin or it will make a clown out of you. Obviously, we've seen this with the mainstream media, the Fed, Janet Yellen. Trump has switched, no longer a clown. Elizabeth Warren, we'll leave that one there. Respect Bitcoin or it will make a clown of you. 20, we've got the last two. You do not sell your Bitcoin. Saylor, he likened selling Bitcoin to self-sabotage, suggesting that it is a foundational asset for long-term financial security, much like a life raft in ocean or a fire in winter. 21, I love this. Spread Bitcoin with love. Bitcoin, it's hope, it's freedom, it's number go up technology. All you need to do is buy, stack, and chill. Super easy. and we're all here for it. So diving into his $8 million price prediction. Is it really feasible? How's this happen? How do we get there? From here, you can see that we're at 65,000, nearly 420. We'll smash the dollar number go up. While 8 million per Bitcoin may seem far-fetched, Saylor and other analysts believe in the power of exponential growth. With Bitcoin now trading at $66,000, well, a little bit lower, an $8 million price target would mean a 12,000% price increase from the current price levels. For Bitcoin to reach that level, its market cap would have to increase over 150 times from today's value to around $168 trillion. Well, debt, about 900 trillion at the moment. Can Bitcoin take a quarter of that? Yeah, sure, why not? It's Bitcoin, it is number go up technology. Is this going to happen straight away, overnight? No. Is it going to happen at all? We have no idea what the future holds. Judging by the world, the Fed, what is happening, we'll dive over into Australia very shortly. It's more likely than not. Timescale, who knows, who cares? Still cheap, 65,400. Make the most of it before it is $8 million. Price target, this could be 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Maybe it's sooner. Slowly, then suddenly is usually how it goes within Bitcoin and the adoption of new technology, especially as AI farms, AI bots, the robots start transacting in Bitcoin. They need a money that's digital native. What's that? What's the hardest money? What are AI machines going to want? I believe Bitcoin. We're just getting started. For this to happen, Bitcoin, it'd need to go mainstream, have adoption interest in institutional investors, which is starting to increase because of spot Bitcoin ETFs. If adoption truly goes mainstream, 8 million per Bitcoin may not be outside the realm of possibility in the coming decades. When in doubt, zoom out. Bitcoin's a long-term asset, something that we need to hold, we need to stack, we need to chill, keep it in self-custody, keep it off the exchange. Elon Musk, major warning here, the federal government is spending America into oblivion. So let's dive over to the Financial Times. A couple of things I've pulled out of here in regards to rate cuts. We do have Anthony Scaramucci still pricing in 3 rate cuts. However, the Financial Times, and this is how I got here, through Anthony Scaramucci, it doesn't matter when the Federal Reserve starts cutting rates. What really matters is where they finish. This is one view that has been heard around Wall Street. First glance, this advice serves as a timely caution for the many market participants currently obsessed with whether the Federal Reserve, reassured by the latest inflation data, will begin its rate cutting cycle in September or wait longer. However, this opinion, it overlooks the significance of the timing of the first rate cut. In current circumstances, the timing is crucial for determining the cumulative magnitude of the cycle and the economy's well-being. Usual agreement or argument for the importance of timing persists. First rate reduction allows markets to price the entirety of the cutting cycle with greater confidence. Few more things. This seems less important given today's overly data-dependent Fed. Remember, 2020 was all on the data and all the data was made up. They're changing the rules, the name of the game. No idea what game they are playing here because they just switch it up as we figure it out, which has refrained from taking a strategic view and regrettably seems unlikely to change this approach anytime soon. Strong argument for the importance of timing relates to the state of the economy. Mounting, though not universal, data signal economic weakening, including deteriorating forward-looking indicators. This has coincided with a significant erosion of balance sheet buffers held by small businesses and lower-income households. Whatever the Fed does, it protects the rich. It's great for hard assets. Lower and middle class absolutely decimated. We are seeing this in Australia. We'll bring this up. Going back to the Fed, the vulnerability is likely to increase as more of the lagged effects of the large 22-23 hiking cycle take hold, come amid significant cyclical, economic, and political volatility. Bring on the end of the year, it's going to be insane going into March, as well as transitions in areas such as technology, sustainable energy, supply chain management, and trade. Given the inflationary dynamics, pushing back the first rate cut increases the likelihood that ultimately the Fed will need to cut more to minimize the risk of recession. They cut quickly, it pumps exponentially around September, is my guess. We've been consistent with the rate cuts in September happening for a long time now. If this time around the Fed is forced into a large cutting cycle due to a delayed start and accelerating economic and financial weaknesses, it also have to end up cutting by more than necessary based on longer term conditions. What a way to enslave the population, hey? Once again, vulnerable households and small businesses would be most exposed to such an overshoot. The benefits of lower rates would be overshadowed by increased income insecurity or outright unemployment. The system hates you, ladies and gentlemen. This is how they enslave us. Bitcoin for freedom shout out. Number one, they tell that 2% inflation is good. It's not. Two, they don't use M2 to measure inflation. Number three, they create a crisis like war or pandemic. Four, they use crisis to print 40% of total M2. Number five, they tax people's capital gains on the inflation that comes from the money that they printed. The system is designed to work against you to keep people locked into servitude. A good reason why I'm such a huge advocate of Bitcoin beauty on No More Debate Bitcoin. This is Janet Yellen here talking about saying it's not theft. They just stole money. Doesn't really matter whose it is. In this particular instance, it is Russia's. But it doesn't matter. If your money's in a bank, they can do what they like, no matter if you're one of the most powerful superpowers in the world. Janet Yellen, over to you.
Well, there is no sense at all in which it's theft. The Russian assets remain in this institution. They've been impounded. The investments that Russia had have matured, so Russia's funds are sitting in cash, but they're generating income for the institution, which Russia has no claim on. So there's no legal issue here. Well,
of course there's no legal issue because they make up the rules. They've confiscated Russia's money. It's sitting there in cash. Holding money in cash, currency in cash, to inflation is theft regardless. But what she's saying is it is generating a yield and Russia has no legal right to it. Not only get your Bitcoin off the exchange, get your money out of the bloody banks. Like, this is happening the world over. And if they're not just going to confiscate and earn interest off it, they're not going to pay you the interest. The interest rates with our bank way below inflation, but that's fine. They don't keep any of it in there. China. Now, this should be a pretty dire warning with what's going on. China's bank withdrawals in April are on another planet. China saw record bank withdrawals in April. Look at that. That's absolutely crazy. People are starting to wake up. Where's this money going? Would be the next question there. Now, Luke Mikic put this out yesterday, and a shout out to Luke Mikic, a really good friend of mine. 20,000 Bitcoin have been accumulated by whales on this recent correction. This is the highest inflow into accumulation addresses ever. The question that I posed to Luke yesterday, and I don't believe I got to answer it, does that include exchanges? Maybe, maybe not. There has been a lot of selling. Obviously, we're back at 65,000, not at 90,000, which is in play. Slowly, then suddenly, it's just a matter of time. When in doubt, don't worry. Like, this is a glorious opportunity. I will be buying today. As soon as the bank allows me my funds, even with PayID, which should be instant here in Australia, they stop it because it's going into Bitcoin. They can see it's going into Bitcoin. They want to slow that down. They are closing the off-ramps. That's what I call them, the off-ramps. You want to get out of the bank. But people are accumulating like crazy. Is that exchanges? A lot of them, maybe it is whale watching. Is it useful? Yes and no. It's indicative that inflows to accumulation addresses regardless of what cohort, in this case, whales, are accumulating. If the big people are doing it, not only will it just be exchanges if they are included, it'll be other whales. They understand the aim of the game, and that's to hold as much as possible. We'll see. Not 100% sure on that one in regards to centralized exchanges holding it there. I'll go down and watch this video and see what his thesis was afterwards. Now, this is a good mindset. A way to be able to approach this. We'll bring up the chart in a second, what's going on. But Julian Biddle, CFA, Australia Chief Financial Advisor, I think that's same worldwide. What we're currently witnessing in terms of Bitcoin price action is fairly typical around the actual halving. Big pump leading into the halving, followed by a brief but sharp correction, a period of sideways chop, final dump to nuke any remaining bullish sentiment, another phase of boring sideways trading, and eventually prices begin to rise again. Basically, it's the boring zone before the banana zone. We're in the boring zone at the moment. I believe we're getting towards the end of it, especially Q3, Q4, 2024. I think it's wild. Checkmate saying something very similar as well. That video Checkmate and I did last week, absolutely incredible. Check it out, still relevant today. Bitcoin is around 60 days into a 150-day long sideways slog since the halving. Chop, 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 consolidation. Don't let the combination of boredom, mini pumps and mini dumps shake you out. Best strategy at the moment is to buy, stack, and chill. Remember, every 10 minutes, roughly, we are getting a new block. We're at block height 848,530. And 9 minutes and 58 seconds, that is pretty close to the target time of 10 minutes. 65,176. We'll dive into the chart. Sats per USD, even better deal than yesterday. Yesterday is 1,500 on the dot. Today it is 1,534. Every $10, 15,340 Satoshis. I like it. Hash rate's up a little bit in the last 24 hours, nearly 1%. Public reachable nodes, 19,051. Be self-sovereign. Run a Bitcoin node. Now, looking at the price chart, just want to see the 24-hour high and low, 66,666 there, 66,687. Larry Fink is playing games with the low of 64,149. And it's pretty much the low in the last 7 days, about the same, and the high 69,945. It's a glorious time to be here. 69,000 was there for ages. People, it's too expensive. Well, it's cheap today, in my opinion. Accumulate as much as you can now at any price. It's absolutely fantastic. Under 100,000, we're under 1 million. Are we going to 1 million this cycle? Maybe, maybe not. There is a lot of greed still in the markets, which is absurd. Really. Does it really feel like the fear and greed index should be at 74 at greed? To me, not at all. No way. But it's the way. Maybe that's the whales accumulating, and they're outweighing the negative FUD sentiment that is abundant on X at the moment. Please don't have any doubt where Bitcoin's going. Michael Saylor's rules: never invest what you're not willing to lose. Bitcoin is number go up technology. It's freedom technology. You have to have it on steel minimum off the exchange. It's really not hard. You can have fun with it. You can get a hammer, put it in a capsule design, whatever it is, take control of it, run a node, be your own bank, and think about holding Bitcoin forever or as long as possible. Not about getting rich quick. It's about not getting poor slowly, or even at this stage, poor fast with what we're seeing. If we get another pandemic or a black swan event and they inject a whole lot of liquidity, house prices, food and inflation, electricity, in every respect, everything's going to get more expensive. People's lives will get harder. You need hard assets. Bitcoin's the hardest asset of them all. The Bitcoin way, they can help you master your self-custody. Shout out to today's sponsor really quickly. These guys have 25 years of cybersecurity experience. The team, top level. Tony, just quick reminder for all the channel members, I have released the introduction for the Tony video, and it will be released publicly on Saturday as well. Just an FYI, it's absolutely insane. It's a deep, intense conversation, that's for sure. Your Bitcoin should be your Bitcoin. The Bitcoin way helps you understand, use Bitcoin safely and privately. All the node setup, Bitcoin purchase assistance, privacy measures, inheritance planning, cybersecurity, multi-sig. couple of things that you want to avoid, and the Bitcoin way can help you with. Exchanges blocking access to your Bitcoin using proprietary or non-air gapped hardware, connecting to public Bitcoin nodes, and trusting a key to any third party, using companies that support other cryptocurrencies, malware infected USB cables, and flash drives. They can help protect you. First 30 minutes is free. Reach out, talk to them. Tiny, the team, it's great. They just on the phone call. He's pretty quick at finding whatever your vulnerabilities are. Maybe you're good and you don't need to worry about it, but allow yourself to sleep easy at night. Jordan B. Peterson, like, what's going on here? That's already 100,000 for every man, woman, and child in the US. Looks like it's time to buy more Bitcoin. Wall Street Silver. That's what Dr. Jordan B. Peterson's replying to. By 2034, we'll likely be somewhere between 60 trillion to 70 trillion in debt. We're already at 35 trillion in national debt. And the debt per person, 100,000. That's, what is the name of US debt clock? Let's see what it actually is. I think it's a lot higher than that. And while we are doing that, if you can smash the like button and hit subscribe if we vibe the news with the fast facts Monday to Friday. Tomorrow will be really cool. I've reached out to a gentleman who's running for Australian senator. He's part of the Libertarian Party, is my belief. I have very little faith in politics whatsoever, but he's a Bitcoiner and he's asking people what Bitcoiners would like to see proposed. Be an interesting conversation. If you've got any questions for an Australian politician, someone going for senator, let us know. Here we go. US national debt per taxpayer, 266,952. Yeah, debt per citizen, 103,395. Obviously, men, women, children that are not working. It's insane. Nearly a 3x the debt per taxpayer. It's insane. It's happening the world over. Just real quick reminder, a little bit of fun before we get into what's happening here in Australia. Is that you, Bitcoin? 66K Bitcoin. Yeah, but it's an old photo. I really liked that. When in doubt, it's all about perspective, isn't it? It's glorious. Great opportunity. The way 17,000, I feel that now, $65,554. I wonder if we're going to hit all fives. No, that would have been cool. Anyway, Bitcoin is absolutely perfect. For everyone in Australia, are you happy with this? Australian federal politicians awarded a 3.5% pay rise, which is lower than inflation, granted, by independent tribunal. Just a quick note, Anthony Albanese will take home $607,471 a year from July, up from $586,929. I have my own beliefs in regards to the job Anthony Albanese is doing. Housing's costing more, immigration's gone through the roof, inflation's out of control. What they're doing, or the response from the scandemic, all of it, it's a complete psyop. That's why I have no hope in politicians. $600,000 to run the country. I actually would have thought it would have been higher than that. Would you take on that pressure, the hate for that? They do side deals, so it works out beneficial, but it's really not a lot of money, especially for the top. I don't think he's the leader, but they're meant to be the leader of the country. 600,000, it's really not much. And Peter Dunn will receive 432,000. But they're just laughing in everyone's face, taking a pay rise. Independent tribunal, yeah, sure. On that much money, it's I don't know. Is it really? Not anymore. I'll leave that food for thought. A little bit more. Bradley Dean, Adelaide is on track to become a $1 million city. So 600,000, I guess that's what I'm comparing it to. It's when all house prices, the average is $1 million. And this is happening everywhere around the world because these people printed so much money, expanded the M2. New data shows that by this time next year, the average cost of a house will be nudging that magic number. Interest rate relief is likely to remain months away for borrowers and mortgage holders after the Reserve Bank kept the official cash rate on hold. Adelaide house prices joined the $1 million club. It's, I don't know, it's insane, it's absurd. It's just the way the world is now. House prices, food, electricity, everything's going up. I think the only way for the average person to be able to get a house, to join into the rat race, the property game, if that's what they intend to do, is to save in Bitcoin. Most other people, like, we'll get to this little dog box here. $4.45 million. 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom, which is interesting. Two-car parking, but it's only 120 meters squared. This is absolutely insane. Paddington, obviously a high-end suburb, but look at it. It looks like crap. And that's the Australian dream right there. Owning a piece of Australian real estate on a generous 120 meter squared plot of land, 36 meters squared, of which is for parking the cars. Oh my God, what a small place. And these people pay $242,000 in stamp duty with absolute pleasure. It makes you sick. This insanity, I don't think it's going to stop. The borders are legally wide open, causes more and more pressure on the housing market, the economy, on jobs. I think things are going to get a whole lot worse before they get any better. And jumping over to the US, same thing, indicative. The US federal interest payments now exceed the entire fence budget. Where's that come from? Taxes and printing money. This debt cycle the world over is not going away until it absolutely crashes. That's why Bitcoin, in my opinion, will go up forever. Cedric Youngelman, take out a $600,000 loan for a house or an $80,000 loan for a car. You pay 7% interest over 5 to 30 years. And people give you a round of applause, congratulate you, well done. But if you DCA $1,000 into Bitcoin a month, people say it's too risky. Fitting in is overrated. It's your money, it's your choice, it's your financial freedom. Say CBDCs, digital IDs, we've already got the laws for digital IDs here. The banks prevent you from moving more than $10,000 per month. Certain banks, happening with Commonwealth here in Australia, they close the off-ramps out of the system. They keep you indebted, enslaved into the system, paying their 7% interest rates, 5 to 30 years. Save a whole lot of money. The inflation, the 7% interest rate the banks are giving you does not exist. You're not keeping up with it in the slightest. Print the money. Your retirement, your future hopes of doing anything that you ever wanted has been absolutely decimated. Whatever you can do to have huge amounts of fiat cash flow and then funnel that into Bitcoin, have multiple bank accounts, would be my game plan. You do you, but the world's absolutely gone mad and it's only going to get a whole lot worse. And then it'll get incredibly better. On a Bitcoin stand, if you're on Bitcoin, it's all good. None of that matters. It's irrelevant. And you can just sit back and watch Clown World 2.0. You escape the matrix. If you're still on that, well, subject to this nonsense. This, the Washington Post talking about Australia's new men's behaviour change. Secretary says the job won't be easy. What the fuck? What the fuck? This is crazy. I can understand toxic masculinity and the traditional sense being brutal or not a bastard in the definition of the word, but like just being a bad person. But I think that comes from weak men, not from strong men. The secretary, men's behavior change secretary, like what is this shit? Nobody voted for any of this. Nobody thinks that's good. What the state fears is critical thinking, a unified populace, high testosterone alpha males. They want people to stay crushed. This woke agenda that's going on in this country here, absolutely disgusting. We see it in the West, everywhere around the world. And it's absolutely spreading. It's a mind virus. And how's that relate to Bitcoin? When they keep people down in whatever way, whether it's men, women, children, they control the money, they control their voice, their behavior, stop them from being free thinkers. Then they can come in with whatever dystopian shit that they want. Opt out and put on the laser eyes and protect from the fiat lies. As Michael Saylor's rules are, it's pretty pertinent to this. State of Victoria appointed a parliamentary secretary for men's behaviour change, lawmaker Tim Richardson, who said action must start with us men and boys. Maybe everyone just needs to align with Bitcoin and seek truth and not government programming or propaganda and be the best person that they can be. Maybe that's the way to solve it. Not allowing economic destitution where people are struggling to get ahead. They have so much time pressure, financial pressure. The biggest reason marriages break up, relationships break up, a lot of that's to do with financial pressure. A lot of the domestic violence that we see in the households, and I can't speak to this much, I don't have experience in my own life, comes from having financial pressure. That extra stress, not being able to put food on the table, not being able to fulfill your responsibilities as a man. It's not men that are a problem. It's we boys from the woke agenda. And problem, reaction, solution. They created it. They create the problem. You get a reaction from the public and they put out the solution. I don't know. Wow, I'm speechless. And play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Real quick reminder, please get your Bitcoin off the exchange. It's not a joke. It happens over and over again. FTX victims, and they are acting like victims, like 100% self-responsibility in your life in every way. If you leave Bitcoin on the exchange, that is on you. It happens over and over and over again. We've had exchanges hacked since the start of Bitcoin's inception. The first one, Mt. Gox, the biggest Bitcoin exchange, hacked. People are maybe getting their funds back. Don't count on that. It's super easy, and you can sleep easy at night, and then you don't need to be a victim. But let's hear about their victims, their little complaints, their little whinging. Second act of theft, filed to recover $8 billion in forfeited assets. Attorneys for the victims said the bankruptcy process had left FTX customers feeling aggrieved and robbed. No shit. It's within the system. The system is designed to rob people. It's designed on theft. Whatever was rightfully yours, if you don't own it, you're not holding the keys to it. It's theirs for their taking. The moochers, the looters. FTX victims asked a New York court to rule that the crypto exchange's forfeited assets belong to its customers, not the bankruptcy estate. The law, the system, it's designed to keep you in servitude. That's why I'm totally out of it. Filing said the bankruptcy code, and that's not quite true. I'm not totally out of it. Be it comes in, be it goes out. I don't stay in that system for long because it's disgusting. The filing said the bankruptcy code prioritizes certain creditors over others, such that holders of the FTX FTT token are near the bottom of the priority list. If you're holding FTX's FTT token, like I'm not surprised you're at the bottom of the list. Maybe reevaluate what went wrong. If that is you, sorry you made a stupid decision. That is on you, unfortunately. And you get Bitcoin at the price you deserve, and not holding Bitcoin self-custody is the price you deserve. I feel bad that you get a shark like Sam Bankman-Fried come in there and destroy people, false promises when everyone's hurting so much. And it sucks, but nobody's here to save anybody. Nobody's here to make your life better. That's 100% on you. Whatever books it is, I can see people saying beers for Bitcoin in the chat. If you don't understand Bitcoin, start with that, read Parallel, then the Bitcoin Standard. We got that gentleman, he read the Bitcoin Standard, and then on Congress, he's saying we need to abolish the Fed. 100%. There's some really good information out there. The agenda is for you to own nothing and be happy and to eat the bugs. That's what they're pushing for. Are they going to succeed? I hope not in my life. But they may push it out. For the masses, the sheep, you've got this opportunity, this incredible window within history with Bitcoin at 65,456. 4567. Wow. Bitcoin is beautiful. It's glorious. We're here for it. I appreciate everyone being in the chat. If you can, smash the like button and let's carry on. FTX bankruptcy victims are seeking a ruling. The failed crypto exchange forfeited assets, some $8 billion, belong to its customers, which you'd think, like in a common sense world, would be the case. I don't disagree with that. I just understand the matrix is not common sense. It's designed to cheat, steal, control, keep you disempowered in every way, and then come out with propaganda that men's behavior needs to change. I think weak men's behavior needs to change, and family unit, it's been destroyed. But the weak men, it's not all men are weak, and I would argue that men that study Bitcoin are definitely not in that category. But they're coming for everyone. The free thinkers, unified populace, high testosterone, alpha males. The bankruptcy estate, according to Friday, filing the US District Court for the Southern District of New York. Hopefully that's a good reminder. Keep your Bitcoin off the exchange. This is hilarious. It gets fact-checked, and then the fact checks fake news. Breaking Australia has become the first country to ration food to prepare for the bird flu pandemic, scandemic. The state of Victoria has ordered farms to go on lockdown, culled millions of chickens, banned consumers from purchasing eggs. The people will not comply this time. Don't live in Victoria. I've no idea. If we can get someone in the chat in Victoria to let us know if you can buy eggs. Yesterday I bought, I don't know, 36, 48 eggs or something for the week. No problem. It was completely stocked, completely full. Definitely want to have a whole lot just in case. But then you do have a proposed community note, typical of online disinformation about Australia fabricated by foreigners. This is just an example of clickbait for the gullible. Maybe, maybe not. Whether it's true, whether it's false, why not prepare and plan for the worst, hope for the best? Not hard. It's super easy. Take 100% self-responsibility. Meet farmers, and if you need any assistance, parallel, use Bitcoin for that, to be outside the system if they come up with this nonsense. Chicken farmers, milk producers, beef farmers, and obviously they are pumping these animals a lot full with vaccines and stuff, and who knows how they change that. SBS News, I'll repost this on X for everyone, giving both sides of the arguments there. They've got my own personal beliefs. Are they helpful? Maybe, maybe not. I guess my takeaway for this is, let's submit that, is just plan and forget about it. Do what you need to. Buy, stack, and chill with Bitcoin. It's all gravy. 65,459. Are you going to capture the moment? Or are you going to let it slip? It's up to you. It's your choice. It's your money. It's your economic freedom, your life, your time. That's what we're all here for, to be free, thinking, sovereign individuals. At least for me, I don't know. Share the orange pill. Life truly does get better. That's the news with the fast facts. We're going to dive into a bit of a banter. Hang around for that. Greatly appreciated. If you are on your way out, do something nice for yourself, for somebody else, and hit subscribe if we vibe. And if you could smash that like button, greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. This is a glorious opportunity. 65,000. Started buying at 20,000. Continued buying at 3,300. Still buying all the way up to 74,000. Still buying at 65,462. I'll do me, you do you. But what a treat. What a glorious, remarkable treat. Thank you very much, Satoshi. Now, shout out to everyone in the chat. Let's start at the top and work our way down. Jake Thomas, good morning from Flyover USA. Do something, do anything. Good to see you this morning, my man. I made it. Hit the like. G'day all. Mike in the house. 100 Air. What a name. Hold fast. Hello, everyone. That's the ticket. McLovin in the house. Good to see you. Retro Beaver. Whole lot of epic people here this morning. Jake Thomas, McLovin, loving it every day. 100% Bitcoin Buddha. G'day all. Gordon Gecko likes Orange Pill, Orange Man from the movie Walk Away Street. Walk Away Street. I know Gordon Gecko, but is that what the movie's called? Walk Away Street? Simon Picala, g'day fellow Bitcoiners. Good to see you, Simon. Hey Simon, good to see you. You've people are absolutely epic. Hook up with any crypto jobs. I think it's a conversation between Jake and Thomas, and I think Jake means any Bitcoin jobs. Yeah? Playing. Oh, Simon, car accident put us far in debt, and daughter's car just got junked as well. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Hard to keep stacking, but trying to learn how to get out of this rat race. 100%. It's, we're all connected through the internet. There's plenty of opportunities online as well. And within the Orange Pill app, there is a community for Bitcoin jobs, and is it bitcoinjobs.io maybe working in this space? There's, there's plenty of opportunity for a side hustle in many ways, but I understand many people are very busy working their 2-3 jobs as it is, or supporting a family. So Simon, my prayers and well wishes. I know it's been hard with the car accident, and sorry to hear about your daughter's car. You mean Bitcoin. Good man. I don't touch crypto. OPD in the house. Good to see you this morning, my man. B is for Bitcoin. Just read that book. 100%. Great handbook for the disciples. I think it's one of the best books to give away to no coiners, just because it's so small. Daz and Seb did just such a good job. So Daz, as the co-author with Seb Bunny, The Hidden Cost of Money. I'm going to get these two on together, and we'll get Scott Deedles as well, and have all three on for a bit of a rip, bit of a banter. That's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. 3 authors. The Dow Bitcoin Beers for Bitcoin and The Hidden Cost of Money. Let's go. That'll be coming up. Greg Foss next week. Let me bring up his name. It was a long day yesterday looking into it. Oh, cool. Craig, let's go. Oh, there's some cool people. But Jordan Didoff tomorrow will be fun going for Australian Senator. I'll bring his profile up. I know absolutely nothing and have no hope in politics. We'll see. Senate, Libertarian. It's Jordan Ditloff. He seems like a really nice, genuine guy. Really looking forward to having a chat. And if you've got any questions, drop them, not in the live chat, but in the comment section, or tag me on X, and I'll be sure to ask him tomorrow, or tune in live for at the same time. 7:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We'll go for about an hour. That little troll, politics makes strange bedmates. Lizzie Warren wants rate cuts too, 100%. And rate cuts are not going to be good for the lower and middle class, because property prices are going to absolutely pump, would be my belief. Hard assets, gold, silver, Bitcoin, obviously, are going to go up. Everything's going to get more expensive all over again, and it's just going to be like this, and people just continue to get decimated. Like the fiat game, it's so messed up on so many levels, and I don't know. Thank God there's another option. It's such a blessing to know that there is light, there is hope, there is truth, there is freedom technology, which is Bitcoin, which just works. That's bitfeed.live if you're interested. That little troll, another cheap day to stack some sats. Big trouble in Little Yellen. Yeah, horrible person. Oh, Sean, you had to show that baby Yellen. You know JPL will never let a CBDC in the USA because of her in that tiny... Thanks, Jake. Retro Beaver. I think Jake here in the chat's really looking forward to seeing these videos of Janet Yellen that are going around at the moment, dancing for Papa Powell, but each their own. It's your mind, it's your choice. Oh man, would you ever want to see something like that? You'd have nightmares. I don't know if you'd ever sleep again. Maybe not sleeping would be a superpower to be able to get more done. They believe they're so smart seizing Russian assets. Meanwhile, BRICS, along with the Saudis, no longer using the petrodollar. USA will hit hyperinflation before the end of the decade. The adults are back in charge. Retro Beaver, it is very much laughable. You think Crypto Joe will appoint Hunter to the new committee on regulation so the big guys can get his 10%? No idea. Are you talking about Joe and his son? His son's like the most degenerate, despicable human being on the face of the planet. Absolutely disgusting, absurd. And you wonder where that comes from. You wonder what life he had growing up. What was the influence from his father? Either very present and led him to his degeneracy, or not present at all and Hunter led himself to his degeneracy. It's sick. It's disgusting. What that man's done, what's on his laptop, it's filthy. So, hopefully we just get rid of both of them. It's disgusting. Or maybe I'm going on a way different tangent, but my beliefs in regards to Hunter, it's that's a weak man. That's a weak man, and that's what causes these people to be able to come up with their I went past it, their nonsense, their men committee. Absurd. And they will probably let Donald Trump win, call it stolen, crash the market, burn the towns down, impeach Trump X number of times, call him the not Zed, wash, rinse, repeat. It's all a facade. Yeah, and what's sad is all the sheeple will believe it all. Liberalism, I think libertarianism is a mental disorder. Michael Savage wrote the book, or Liberalism. I'll check it out. That's an expensive shack. Yeah, it is. It's disgusting. The 130 meters squared, $4.4 million. It's toilet paper money anyway, but truly, truly absurd. Truly absurd. Usual suspects up in here. Matthew J, good to see you in the house. What up, Bitcoin fam? Knox Bill, good to see you. Smash that like. 21 out of 52. That's fiat. Yeah, 100%. It's not bloody hard. Just smash the little thumbs up. Greatly appreciated. Be a legend. Make my day. And if you don't do that, just stack Bitcoin. Like, that's the one takeaway in every video. Get as much of it as possible. Keep it in self-custody. Rob, it's been a minute. Good to see you. I'd love to see Bitcoin back at 55,500. Me too. The lower it goes, the longer it goes. Absolutely glorious. Grateful for the opportunity. 65,500, 45,000, 48, 58,000. I'll take it. Make most of it. These opportunities, they won't last long. $17,000, everyone was so scared. Just doing the same thing. Hopefully everyone else here was too. If not, 65,000, the new 17,000. Maybe it comes lower, maybe not. DCA is the way. Give me them cheap sats. G'day, mate. Language is now hate speech. It's never enough for them. Control and make example to shut you up. You can't vote your way out of tyranny. 100%. You can just opt out. Just move. Is my thought. They want 97% of the population to bow down and accept and participate in the woke. Try not to swear. I've already sworn a lot, but it is woke shit of the 3%. The shame game continues. I blame skinny jeans. McLovin, lol, make them choke on their wokeness. They gagged and ordered Trump more times than Bill Clinton did sitting at the resolution desk with Monica. Self-custody is the way. Common sense is not very common anymore. FTX didn't even have a whole coin when they went bankrupt. Imagine what Bitcoin would have went to if FTX didn't recycle 1 billion in Bitcoin into the S-Coin casino. Absolutely. And I'm actually grateful for it. It has put a little bit of, it's given people like Senator Elizabeth Warren ammunition to be able to fire off when people, not when people fuck up in crypto, just by being in crypto, you've already made like a fucked up decision, in my opinion. I went down that route and I went down that rabbit hole, and it takes a long time to remove that mind virus. But you play stupid games, the result is stupid prize. That's what happens. And when things inevitably blow up, you get people like Sam Bankman-Fried with FTX, and they crash the market, they decimate people, steal $8 billion worth of people's funds. That then gives Elizabeth Warren or people like that an opportunity to be like, look how bad the space is. And they tie Bitcoin in, they lump it in. It's sad, it's sadistic, and unfortunately it happens, but has kept the price from taking off, which is also great. You know, that same we're talking about yesterday in crisis and every crisis has opportunity. G'day, anyone that votes for Biden is going to get drafted, even the strong independent women within the age range, of course. G'day, Habib. And all in the name agreed to make the rich richer. Stack your sats. I haven't regretted it. John Cohen, my man. Appreciate Cyber Dude. G'day. Not Greg Foss. We've had Greg Foss on. Lawrence the Pard is coming on next Friday. I love Yellen's fab for Beetle haircut. I wonder if the drapes match the carpet. It's it's easy to be able to attack these people for their looks as well. They obviously have not eaten very helpful, but we don't need to attack their figure or their face. They're evil enough with what they do with whatever bullshit thoughts they come up with. Lucky I'm not a mod. I'd boot the S-Coin scammer. I did not see them. I will gladly. Thanks, Simon. You're a legend. His boss as well, Lawrence, all the way. 100%. It's news with the fast facts, bit of a banter. You're all legends. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. We've got, it's Jordan, a politician on the show. It's going to be very interesting. Seems like a really nice guy. We'll see. Fresh to the game. Hopefully they don't steal his soul, jumping in there, and change can be made. Do I have any faith in it? Not at all. Am I planning to be like, oh, cool, we've got someone that's pro-Bitcoin in politics, I'm just going to leave my Bitcoin on the exchange? It's not how it works. Always keep your Bitcoin in self-custody. It's easy, it's fun, and it's the right thing to do. But do something nice for yourself, for somebody else. Have a beautiful day. Be you and change the world. Be blessed. Peace.